So I want to talk about how we manifest our ideal life. One of the first things we have to do that people always fall short of is you have to get really clear on what that actually means. You want to look at all the different areas of your life and all the different aspects of your life so you're consciously creating challenge or setting goals in each of those areas. So if we have a goal that's totally career oriented or financially oriented, but we don't take into account the other areas of our lives like family, social, health, mental, emotional, spiritual, if we're not looking at those things, then what will actually happen is because optimal growth occurs at the border between support and challenge, if we're not consciously creating challenge, we're unconsciously attracting it. So if we have a goal like, oh, I want to make $1 million by the end of the year, and then we're not looking at other goals to set in the different areas, the challenge that's attracted in those different areas will naturally spill over and affect our career or financial goals. So for example, if all of your focus goes into making money and generating, income opportunities, and you're not looking at, okay, how can I maintain my family relationships? Eventually what happens is you create chaos in that area. Like your family members call you and say, where have you been? What's going on? And you actually have to then take time away from your goals to go deal with those things and cope with those things reactively. Another example might be if you're not actively taking care of your health, then you're forced to, at some point, maybe you're getting sick or you're forced to go take care of your health because it creates health concerns. So one of the first things is you want to get really clear on what your ideal life looks like, and it can't just be oriented into one or two major areas. You have to look at the entire scope of your life and what that means. So by setting small goals in each of those areas and getting a really clear picture of your life, you actually have an actual destination you're moving towards. You can have like the nicest boat or plane or car, but if you don't have a destination in mind, you're kind of just floating around or driving around. Another thing is we can use a tool called auto-suggestion. Auto-suggestion is sort of a recipe to ingrain our goals subconsciously more effectively and efficiently. Auto-suggestion is basically the act of lacing repetitive thought with strong emotion, especially when we're in a relaxed state, like a meditative state, and we're producing alpha brainwaves. And what auto-suggestion does is it directly penetrates our subconscious programming really quickly. And this will help us to get our conscious and subconscious mind working towards our goals in each of these 7 areas. Another thing we want to do is we want to visualize. Visualizing creates sort of another layer to something like auto-suggestion. And especially when we're looking to go into new situations or push our boundaries or comfort zone, when we visualize things ahead of time and play them out, it's almost like we're preparing ourselves in advance. So again, manifesting your ideal life has to come with a lot of clarity. Using tools like auto-suggestion and even visualization makes a really big difference. And finally, what you want to do is tie these goals in each of the 7 areas of your life that create your ideal life into your subconscious programming. So one easy way to define this is the things that matter to you the most. You want to see how these new goals actually support these things. So if you're a huge family person and you adore your family and that's so much of what your life is centered around, you need to see how goals in all these different areas, career, financial, physical, mental, emotional, you want to see how setting goals here actually support your family life long term. And by doing this, you're creating cognitive resonance between your conscious and subconscious, and you have your entire mind working towards your goals all in your favor.